So the government is currently shut down right now. And first, I got to say, it's kind of funny that the government shut down and it doesn't even feel like it. Like you guys, I mean, maybe I'm showing my age, but you guys remember back in the day where when the government shut down, it was like, oh shit, the government shut down. What's going to happen? Oh, the government, you know what I'm saying? Or now the government shut down and it's kind of like, whatever, like whatever, because they done this so many times that it's just kind of like not even news really anymore. Like it's news, but it's like, yeah, whatever. Like we all have this feeling that everything's going to be okay, which is very dangerous. It's very dangerous to get numb to this kind of stuff because everything might not always be okay. So that's a dangerous feeling, but I mean that's the state of play right now. So I just want to talk about my feelings about this, and if it's not, I don't know if I said it in any one of the other videos or not, but if it's not clear by what I've been saying, like I am a liberal. I don't really consider myself a Democrat because I'm not running for any office. So I feel like if you're not running for office or you're not a politician, you can't really consider yourself a Democrat or Republican. You vote Democrat or you vote Republican, but you can't really say I'm a Republican because you're just a person. You're not a politician. You're just a person. You vote for somebody from the Republican Party, but if you don't do anything to further that party, you're just a conservative person or you're just a liberal person. But so anyway, so I am not a constitutional or government scholar, so I had to look a couple of things up, and my main knock on the Democrats' position on the government shutdown, which is, yeah, it's something that is good, and it's something that they should be fighting for in this shutdown because nobody wants their premiums to go up, and I think that healthcare is a good topic, the word escapes me right now. The word escapes me, but it's a good position for them. Like healthcare is one of their strong suits. If you look at any of the polls, people usually trust Democrats with healthcare, and they trust Republicans with like national security and stuff like that. Which I don't see why when the biggest national security thing the Republicans did in the last I don't know how many years was the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, and that was a disaster. So I don't see how people trust them with foreign policy, but it's whatever. My problem with that though is that it's so small potatoes. When the Democrats should have swung for the fucking fences, like they should have had a list of everything, and one of the biggest things they should have had was a minimum wage increase. So like I said, I had to look it up and see if that's something that could be passed in a CR, and yes, it can be passed in a CR. So the thing is, people will say, well, they wouldn't get a minimum wage increase. Everybody wouldn't support it, blah, 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 blah. Of course, they wouldn't get the minimum wage increase. Of course, it wouldn't pass. Half the Democrats don't even want to raise the minimum wage. But the thing is, by putting that on there and by putting other policies, they should have put a whole list of fucking liberal, like fucking grassroots, progressive, populist, working class, however you want to say it. They should have put a whole fucking list of those policies on there and been like, we want all of this. We want minimum wage increase. We want paid family leave. We want increase in I don't know government assistance, food stamps and stuff like that. We want to bring back the child what was it that were doing during COVID? It's not tax credit, but the money that they gave for the child. We want to send out another fucking stimulus. We want to do all of this stuff. And the healthcare, the Obamacare subsidies. I do not know why I was blanking on the word. The Obamacare subsidies, they should have also put that on the list too. And they should have said, we're fighting for all of this. We're fighting for all of this. And everybody in the country would have been like, hell yeah. Like, yes, we want all of that stuff. Yes, Democrats, we want all of it. We want all of it. Oh, they should have threw in a tax increase on the rich. I don't know if you could do that in the CR. Some of the stuff I don't know if you could do it in the CR. But They should have done all that. Fucking put the Epstein list stuff on there too. They should have had a list of stuff, and they should have let the list be negotiated out. I know that would upset a lot of people, but if they say, look, we wanted this whole list of stuff, you know what I'm saying, and we couldn't get this whole list of stuff because we do not want the government to stay shut down for too long. We don't want these people, we don't want people not to get paid and stuff. But these are our priorities. This is what we were fighting for, and the Republicans were saying no to everything. If they would have done that, then it would have put a fucking like wind at their backs. It would have made them look like, damn, they are fighting for us. Like it would have energized people. You know how many people would have been paying attention? They say, oh, we want a stimulus. You know how many people who don't pay attention to politics would have been like, oh, I'm with the freaking Democrats. They want to pass another stimulus just because they want that money. By playing safe, and this is what the Democrats always do, is why they're in this predicament. They always play safe because they're so afraid of messing up. And if you see Trump messed up and he became president again. You cannot be afraid of messing up. You have to take risks, because the worst thing that could happen, the absolute worst thing that could happen for this country, is for another Democrat to get elected after Trump and they don't make people's lives better. That is the worst thing that could happen. The next Democrat that gets elected has to make people's life better. And if that means they have to take risks, they have to take risks. Even if that means like your life going to be better short term, but long term it might be worse. They have to make people's lives better, or we really might be sending the end of the country. So anyway, this is not to knock the Democrats. I think the strategy is a good strategy. I mean, it's an okay strategy. It's something that they probably can win on and probably will win on, and maybe that helps. And maybe losing on the stuff and getting people excited about it and then losing on it might be worse for them, but I don't believe so. I believe what's the saying? Get caught trying. I believe that if they really were out there trying and people saw them trying, they would give them credit for it. But at least they're fighting, and that's something. I mean, a lot of Democrats that's elected right now don't want to fight. Like, let's be honest, they don't want to fight. So at least they're fighting. That's something, but they could have done it so much better. But anyway, so that's my little rant for today. Like I said, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep it going for a while. I will appreciate the likes and subscribes. I'm trying to make this grow. And thank you for listening to me again today.